What's good? What's good? What's good? Alright, so I'm here to talk my shit, alright? Now, these are just my opinions on South Africa. I've lived here for about 2.5 months, so yeah, I'm just outside looking in. Let me tell you a little bit about your country, about South Africa, Cape Town. Just from my experience as an American black man. So for anybody and everybody, please don't take offense to this. I'm not here to start a war, maybe a civil war. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love everybody. These are just some words of my opinion, some words of passion. So yeah, stay tuned. Enjoy. Now, it's about a 15-hour nonstop flight from Washington, D.C. to Cape Town. Now, that's a big fucking trip, so prepare yourself physically and mentally. But I tell you, I love Cape Town, and every bit of it, it was worth it. Now, before I got on this plane, I was already flabbergasted. I mean, just boarding this plane, just looking around and just getting on, you would think like you're about to be with your African brothers and your African queens and everybody, we about to be in flight. But no, I was super confused because I'm looking around and like, wow, like it's kind of sick as fuck because like what the fuck happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like, where the fuck am I going? Wait, where the fuck am I? Wait, hold on. Am I on the wrong fucking flight? Is this plane, are we going to Europe? Bruh, what the fuck is going on? Because when I tell you there was nothing but just white people on this plane, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was one of the very few black Americans that was on this flight to the motherland, you know, like literally white people on this fucking plane, like a lot of them was like super confused, like what the fuck? Like, it's just always stuck in my head just on this plane, like there'll be white people in America, like, you know, these Southern Confederate flying motherfuckers that would say, hey, go back to Africa and shit like that. But no, because you're there, motherfucker. Like, why the fuck are you, what the fuck are you doing here? Motherfucker, I came here to get away, but I love all of y'all, but I don't like y'all like that. I mean, what the fuck? They don't teach this shit in school. Like, I didn't know white people lived in Africa. I mean, Cape Town, and they all over Africa. Don't let American media bullshit you. These folks live out here. So a lot of these Caucasians, a lot of these white people, they're born here in Africa. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking hectic. You know what's weird here? That white people, I've noticed that they also bring their institutional racism here to South Africa. It's fucking sick. It makes me sick to my fucking stomach, bruh. But yeah, enough of that. One of the first things you're going to find out while you're here in Cape Town is that Cape Town is one of the most unequal societies I've ever seen in my life. I mean, and you'll soon find out for yourself. I mean, you get off that plane, you take your taxis, and your taxi is driving you down different neighborhoods, and you know, you're on a highway, and you'll soon realize, like, whoa, what the fuck? On one side of the highway, there's a fucking township where there's like people that literally constructed their own home with like wooden walls, plastic walls, or whatever you can build a wall with by hand, and like tin roofs or aluminum roofs, what you would call shacks. And then on the other side of the highway, there's a fucking multi-million-dollar fucking condominium. Like, whoa, like just the inequality here is just like, whoa, it's just right there in your face. And this is just driving down a highway. I mean, first thing I noticed, like, in South Africa has two different worlds. Regular towns, downtown, and then you have townships. You know, regular towns and downtown, it looks like the 21st century. But right when you get to certain townships, it looks like you're going back 100, 200 years, back to the 18th century, for real. Some of these townships have, like, dirt roads, and you know, they have like people walking around barefoot. Some of these townships have no sewage systems, but not all townships are like that. Some townships are modern and they're safe. You just got to be careful. But some townships are very modernized too. You know, they have electricity and, you know, cable and internet and running through the townships. So, but yes, townships are like, it's like a development that was a result of South Africa's 1923 Urban Areas Act. Back then, it was designed to actually force Africans to move from their homes into like segregated locations. And till still this day, it just seems like all the poor Africans, they live in townships. But yeah, I was in Africa, and I know I was in an African country, an African city. But to be honest with you, it really doesn't feel like I was in Africa. It felt really like I was in a European city. And I'm thinking it's because that South Africa was actually colonized by the Portuguese. They were first colonized by the Portuguese, and then the Portuguese handed down their powers over to I believe the French, and then the Dutch took over. But yeah, I would have to read more books upon that. But so far, just like a lot of African countries have been colonized, and it definitely shows because of the European features, such as like the architecture and the buildings and the roads and stuff like that. And so that's why, that's why I kind of feel like I don't feel like I'm in an African country. I just feel like I'm in a European country where Africans, they're there. The only time I feel like I'm really in Africa is if I'm in a township. Yeah, but besides all of that, Africa has a beautiful landscape. Beautiful landscape. Africa has everything you can ever want in a country, literally. I mean, they have the mountains, you have the beautiful beaches. It's right off the coast, right off the coast of the South Atlantic Ocean. Every day, South Africa has the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I think it's a country because where the country is positioned, it's positioned above the sea level, where it's like you get the best sunset views. I mean, every day. Cape Town has a lot to offer. I mean, South Africa as a whole country, I mean, it has everything. Even safaris. Now, the safaris, you might not see the lions and the tigers and the bears in the city, but you can take a safari. You can travel 2 hours out the city center, and you know what I mean. You can literally explore the wild and see the wild naturally. So yeah, another thing that you'll notice here is that the streets here, everything is different here in Africa. I mean, everything from the streets to the cars to everything is complete opposite. Like the way people drive, the streets are constructed the opposite way, and also the cars are constructed like the reverse. Like the steering wheel would be on the passenger side, and your passenger side, that would be where the steering wheel be on. You know what I mean? It's like completely reverse. So just be prepared to that. And also the streets are reversed as well too. So it's just something you would have to pay attention to, and also be careful, especially crossing the street, because you would naturally look, as an American, how our streets constructed, you would naturally look left before you cross. But here in South Africa, because it's the opposite, you would actually look right before you cross. Just be careful, but still look both ways, but you actually look right before you cross, because the traffic goes the complete opposite. So you see one person stretched out on the street. So yeah, just be careful. They drive very aggressive here. Yeah, another thing about South Africa, visiting here as a, outsider looking in, the African people here, I mean, wow, they're beautiful people. I mean, they're genuinely nice. I'm telling you. They speak about 12 languages here, but you don't really have to worry, because most people here speak English, so it wouldn't be an issue to you. So yeah, people here are very nice, very genuinely nice. I mean, it doesn't seem like, personally speaking, it doesn't seem because they think I have money, so they're like being fake nice, like a lot of places. I think they're genuinely nice, like happy people. I mean, I'm an American black man, so when I speak, it's like they know that I'm not from here, and it's like I start to speak and their eyes just widen, and it's just smiles like all the time. Just everyone always smiles, just genuinely happy, and I appreciate these people. I appreciate experience and the culture here. I love South Africa. I love the people. I love the African people here, and African people from all over Africa. Just beautiful. And I have to mention the women here. I've literally regained my love for black women. I mean you can find you a good African wife here. I mean I was pulling the baddest African girls here. There's no comparison to an American woman. There's no competition, no comparison. I mean, these women here in South Africa, I mean, They're submissive, they're nice, they're beautiful, they're no attitudes. I mean, you trying to look for you a good wife, a good African wife, come to South Africa. And if you, they got all type of body types. But I must also say, I have to put that up in there, that African women, they have the biggest, they have the biggest breasts, and they also have the biggest asses. So if you're looking for that, hey, come to South Africa. And oh yeah, another thing about this place, for some reason, they do have 2 different races here for black people. Literally, they have 2 different races for black people. You got black people like me that's like dark skinned, and then you have like black people that's like mixed raced, like lighter skin complexion black people. And they call these people colored. Now, I know in the United States, you call a motherfucker colored, hey, that's a fist fight for your ass. But here in South Africa, no. Colored people are proud to call themselves colored. They're mixed people, mixed with all different types and races. And one last thing I also want to talk about here, and then I'm going to head out, is it's the politics here. The politics here in South Africa is a motherfucker. A lot of these people, they speak like different languages, and a lot of them, they actually want to separate themselves by groups. Oh, I'm Xhosa. Oh, I'm Afrikaan. Or I'm this, or I'm that. Like, everyone's fucking black, bruh. Whether your skin is lighter, you speak a different languages, because you're not white. So, like, you know what I mean? Why not stick together? And, you know what I mean? Everyone wants to, the politics is the separation and the politics, that's, just an American. I'm just an American outsider looking in. And to be honest with you, all of you people are fucking black because you're not white. It's the main reason why Africa is struggling to rise. It's struggling to rise up. That's what the white man wants, so he can control you. You can't separate yourself. You're light skinned, you're dark skinned. Who gives a fuck? South Africa has the potential to be a superpower. You just need to stick together. All African nations need to stick together. But so far, you're too divided. Your languages, you want to separate yourself by ethnic groups. And your government, oh my gosh. I'm going to say this about your government and I'm going to head out. Your government models their social and political system behind the colonizers, the previous colonizers. So, to be honest with you, it's no good. And it definitely shows in the demographics. It definitely shows in the society. There's just way too much inequality in racism in South Africa. Now, I haven't experienced racism personally, but I'm from America. I know racism when I see it. It's institutionalized. When you have like people that barely can afford shoes on their feet, and then you have people driving around with fucking Porsches and BMWs and Mercedes, and these rich people, they look white, they look European. Like the poorest of the poor are black, and they can't afford shoes and stuff like that. Like, it's just like the government, you're modeling your political system behind the previous colonizers, and you have to something has to change. I'm not a fucking activist or anything like that, but I'm just telling you about your own country. Your politicians, they're fucking trash. Your government is fucking corrupt, and it's just too much outside influence. I'm just pointing it out. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna head out, but I could definitely see, I know the country is about, 60 years old, and about the apartheid ended about 30 years ago, but your country definitely, it has its issues. I definitely could see a civil war breaking out real soon. It just needs some time. God forbid, hopefully you can get a good politician to come in and change things for the good of humanity. Finish off what Nelson Mandela wanted to accomplish, equality for everyone, including all white, black, and other ethnic groups. So yeah. Pray for South Africa though, for sure. But from my experience, I love South Africa. I love the people. I love the African people. I love everybody there. And I love the landscape. I love the beauty of the people. I love the experience. Thank you for my experience there. I learned so much, and South Africa definitely made me want to get more into history of South Africa. So I appreciate that. And peace and love. I definitely will be visiting South Africa soon. And yeah, I love South Africa.